Those who call themselves socialists need to consider that a big government with a bloated bureaucracy is not the only viable option. For instance, how about considering giving the people the minimum resources, money directly, and the freedom to make their own choices in a free market, basic income, vouchers, etc. That the government needs to be about regulation and not spending is not exclusively a capitalist idea. A true socialist would trust in the people to make their own choices, because the idea of a small group of politicians controlling the purse to guide the spending of the masses while also controlling law and enforcement is rightly an intimidating proposition, as well as just outright inefficient. Those who call themselves capitalists need to consider that not all acquired wealth is rightfully earned, regardless of its staggering amount. At some point, it is literally ludicrous to assume that excessive wealth accumulation is attained through anything other than gaming the system. Kings and nobles of old may have acquired their wealth through any number of, at the time, legal means, such as conquest, etc., but no one today would even humour the idea that they in some way earned the majority of it and therefore had a rightful claim to it. A true capitalist would be able to identify that excessive or extreme wealth accumulation harms the market and general capital creation/innovation, particularly as most of these excessive wealth is often concentrated in the financial sector nowadays and not directly in the industrial sector where it belongs under capitalism. Concentration of power/wealth to a handful of individuals is always undesirable for the general public and businesses, no matter who wields it, government or private. Instead of arguing over which of these two is the lesser evil, we should be discussing alternatives that contain neither. We are not talking about equal pay for everyone, regardless of tasks. This isn't about getting rid of the rich, or even the very rich. We are talking about the obscenely rich and big government that are the issue. We should be talking about a small government with minimal spending, with tough, straightforward, and simple regulations that apply to everyone evenly. We should be talking about a direct and automatic transfer of ownership to society with a generated wealth passed on directly to the people without proportional delegation or spending by the government, even if only through a trust. Capitalism performs a valuable function when regulated properly. Management of very large companies can still be maintained by private individuals, even if a portion of the company's ownership is transferred to society upon reaching a certain size, i.e. too big to fail. We should also be talking about how that it is not tough regulations in of themselves which are a problem for businesses, but more that it is when competing businesses are able to operate under less regulations and still sell on the same market that this becomes the point when a business's competitiveness is hampered. We should be discussing a possible mechanism to automatically and simply offset the social and environmental costs that are generated by these less regulated products, i.e. a straightforward levy, for example. With tighter regulations and the true cost of all products due to some potentially lacking regulatory oversight, we will have the conditions where capitalism performs its tasks to the benefit of society. Wealth tax, progressive tax, a land value tax, flat taxes, negative taxes, consumption tax. All regulations need to be simple and effectively, if not in practice, universal, to avoid the need for a large bureaucracy and the associated potential for manipulations therein. Small, transparent government and no excessive personal accumulation of wealth. Under these circumstances or conditions, the majority of those that call themselves capitalists and socialists can agree, and the extreme fringes show themselves more readily for what they actually are. Neither true capitalists, but oligarchists, nor true socialists, but totalitarianists. The point of this video is to hopefully further a constructive discussion which I often see missed when discussing socialism and capitalism in general. There is most often more that binds people together than what tears them apart, regardless of how their positions may seem different from the outset. Thank you for your time. Go check out my other videos for more information. Take care and all the best.